Hello and welcome to the Feminine Millionaire Show. I'm your host, Polly Alexander. I'm a success coach, intuitive healer, and a passionate creative. And I believe that we all have the power to manifest magic and miracles into our life. If creating success in a spiritual, feminine, and joyful way is your goal, this show is for you. You'll understand how to overcome your past, bring your soul's greatest gifts to the world, and up-level your income, impact, joy, and happiness. Let's all rise together. Hello and welcome to episode 123 of the Feminine Millionaire Show. And I'm recording this episode for you in mid-December. And there's something I just really love about this time of year. It's a time of both completion and new beginnings. And it feels like there's a really potent energy in this transition from one year to the next. And if we choose, it's a time when we can really mine the gold from the last year, when we can really own our successes and our wins, integrate our learnings, and set ourselves up for success in the coming year. There's this opportunity to really review and get grounded in the year that it has been. And there is an opportunity to create powerful foundations for the coming year and to set yourself up in a way that makes your success much more likely. So the process I'm going to talk about today is going to do exactly that. And before I dive in, I just want to let you know that I'm available to take you through this process live. Yes, I sometimes do an end of year workshop when we do this end of year review and we plan your year ahead. And I combine it with powerful energy clearings to shift your subconscious mind and belief system to set yourself up for an incredible year ahead. And this year I'm going to be doing it in 2 parts. So if you check out the link in the show notes, I'm going to be running this 2-part workshop between Christmas and New Year, and I would love to have you there. It's always a really, really powerful space, and I'll talk more about it at the end of this episode. So 6 steps to your best year yet. The first thing that I recommend you do is an end of year review. Do not start planning your year ahead until you have thoroughly digested the year past. This time of year is a beautiful opportunity to reflect back and review this past year and reset yourself before you focus on moving forwards and into creation again. And in fact, for the last few years, I've adopted this rhythm of not working the first 2 weeks of January. So I get to expand into this space of transition and really, really fully be present with it. So my recommendation is that you create time and space for this powerful ritual. So you can do it over a number of days. You can do it in one afternoon. You can do it in 2 sessions like I will be. So what do we do in an end of year review? Well, one of the first things you want to do is to celebrate your successes and all of the good that came into your life. Remember, the brain is hardwired to pay more attention to the things that didn't work and to the negative things. So when you do things like gratitude lists and success lists and celebrations, this helps you rewire your brain to notice all the positive in your life, which is going to increase your self-esteem, your feeling of happiness, and your overall well-being. So you're going to make a big list of successes from the year. Now, this is easy if you do this every month, and this is a ritual that I recommend. At the end of every month, I write in my journal, November, what were the successes of the month? And then I list them out. And these can be, sometimes they're tangible wins like money or clients or opportunities secured. But sometimes they're ways that I shifted in small and subtle and soft and gentle ways. Sometimes it's new people that came into my life, or the way that I handled a situation, the way that I spoke up, the boundaries I set, the things I was grateful for. So if you also do gratitude lists, then you can look back at your gratitude lists for this list of successes of 2023. And then I invite you to look back at your goals for the year. How did you do? How did you do against your goals? Are there a whole bunch that you didn't meet or fell by the wayside? And what did you learn? What did you learn this year? The one thing I can guarantee for you is that you have learned and you have grown. You are not the same person you were a year ago. And when you do this end of year review, it helps really anchor in to that growth and helps you really own it. Okay, the second thing you want to do for your best year yet is to let go and forgive. So in all my programs, whether they're for business or money or self-healing, there is forgiveness work. Look at what could have worked better. What decisions did you make that didn't work out? What did you procrastinate on? What do you need to forgive yourself for and let go? And who do you need to forgive? So this process of acknowledging and letting go and forgiving, this clears your energetic field so that when you sow new seeds, they have a beautiful, healthy soil to grow in. Okay, the third step to your best year yet. Identify how you want to feel. This is really important, especially as a woman listening to this. Everything that we do, that we aim for, that we desire to create, all of our goals are to create certain feelings that we desire to experience. So maybe I want to travel around the world because it makes me feel alive, excited, happy, adventurous. Identify how you want to feel in 2024. Get connected to these core desired feelings. Our feelings are one of the most powerful forms of GPS in our lives. And it's so impactful to be aware of the feelings you desire to feel. And then you can go on to look at what's going to help you create those feelings. So step number 4 is to create your vision for life and work. And notice I include life and work. So your vision should encompass all aspects of your life. And as Tony Robbins said, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 3. So when you're looking at your vision for life and work, I recommend looking at 3 years out and really getting clear on what that wildly successful life would look like for you. What's that vision that makes your heart beam? What's that vision that feels wild and exciting and alive and joyful and peaceful for you? And that's going to evolve over time, and that's okay because you get to change your vision whenever you choose. And sometimes we try things and we find that they're not what we thought they'd be, and we shift and change our vision. Okay, step number 5 is to define your goals for this coming year. So we're going from bigger picture and honing in, looking at your vision. What are your goals for this year? And you go through a process of refining them until it feels somewhat realistic and you're not stuffing too much onto your plate. And you get clear on where you want to direct your time and your energy. So these structures that we create, they're like channels for our time and energy. So your goals are like the boundaries around your time and energy and the pipes that will take it there. Okay, the last step is to create an action plan. So this is when the goals become tangible. So you'll take each of those goals and then you'll identify some specific actions that you'll take that will move you towards those goals. And I'll go into more detail about this in the live workshop. But some tips here to make sure that action plan happens. Well, the first thing is keep your goals somewhere you'll see them and check back regularly. So I like to have my goals in the front of my journal. And when I change journals, I just cut out the goals and then I put them in the front of the new journal. So they're always front of mind. I also love a vision board. If you remember last year, if you were here with me then, you will know that I did an intuitive vision board, which was a really amazing process. So instead of looking for pictures of specific goals, I just included images that I was intuitively drawn to. And it's amazing what came through in that creative space. Second thing is that you'll want accountability. You can have an action plan, but you need to be held accountable to following through on it. And this is where coaching is amazing. My Thrive Beautifully Mastermind is designed to help the women in it be accountable to achieving their vision and their goals. Each month, we check in at the beginning of the month and we identify who you need to be that month, where your focus lies. And each week in the Facebook group, we have an accountability check-in, which really focuses you. And when you declare your goals and your focus out loud in front of others, it actually makes you more likely to follow through and achieve them. You could also work with an accountability buddy where you check in on each other every week, or an accountability group where you meet regularly to check in on how you're doing. And the other process of accountability, which I find really powerful, is an end of month check-in. As I mentioned, I do end of month successes, end of month learnings to really come back to the bigger picture at the end of the month. And at this point, I'll also look back at my goals. So having an action plan is empowering. Clarity is empowering. It really focuses your energy and helps you feel in control and helps you direct where your time and your attention needs to go. Setting yourself up for success is absolutely key, and it makes all the difference to if you succeed or fail. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I have decided this year to hold a special public Best Year Ever session. This live 2-part session will incorporate some important reflective questions with live journaling and shares to aid you in planning the year ahead in an intentional way. And I'm going to be pairing it with powerful meditations and energy work, visualisations, and support. So first of all, we'll do an end of year integration process, which will mine upon the richness of the past year as a foundation on which to build moving forwards. Then we'll move into creation, defining goals, feelings, and what we want to experience in 2024. And the work I lead live will be activating the power of your subconscious mind so that you can manifest more quickly and easily your desires into reality. This is my own personal process for planning my year and making this annual transition. So join me in celebration and intention and allow it to be joyful. So my invitation to you is to dedicate some time in a soft, nurturing, beautiful place to join me in this intimate live 2-part session. If you can't make it live, you can listen to this and follow along on the replay. It will work exactly the same. And there's something really powerful about doing this in a group. I want you to know that. I don't know if you've ever gone to a meditation class, but when you're in a meditation center or on a retreat or in a class, It's a lot easier to meditate when you're there with a group of people. And the reason for this is that there is an amplifying that happens when everybody holds the same intention, when everybody is directing their energy in the same way. So it's actually going to amplify your energy when you commit to being in a space with others doing the same thing with the same intentions. So we are almost ready to wrap up for the year. I am going to be taking some time off. It is a landmark birthday for me and I'm really excited. I planned a trip of my dreams to begin the new year and we're going to be going on a wild adventure. You can follow along with me on Instagram. And thank you for being with me this year. Thank you for leaning into your own potential. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. Thank you for committing to your up-leveling, your growth and your healing. And I will see you here again next week to wrap up the year. Bye for now.